Hey everyone, welcome back. More Age of Empires here. We're here on Dry Arabia. I'm playing as the opposite dynasty. I'm up against my opponent Ambivalent, who's playing as the Holy Roman Empire. When you're going up against these Holy Roman Empire players, you've got to be aggressive. We've just been seeing a lot of greed from Holy Roman Empire players in the past, so I've been doing a lot of ram pushes against these sorts of opponents. And I also like to make a quick archery range, use the camel archers to harass, and we'll even put down some towers on top of their gold or their food or their wood, anything to slow down their economy. Particularly, we want them producing military structures, and we want them to have some kind of exposure. We want an angle of attack. So the thing to watch out for against Holy Roman Empire players are those who can manage their defenses well, those who can use the emergency repairs ability. Holy Roman Empire get access to this emergency repairs ability where they can activate it and their buildings suddenly just start repairing on their own. So it's very difficult to use a ram to push down outposts. But in this most recent patch, outposts have been nerfed a little bit. They take longer to build, they're more expensive, and they don't have as much health. And with rams being cheaper, it's just a good option to attack them. And he's got a really good Aachen Chapel here. It might even influence these gold miners. So that's a pretty good Aachen Chapel. He's coming in with his scout. He wants to see what I'm going for. Not really clear what I've got just yet. We've almost aged up. Same with him. And look at this. He's going for an early outpost here. I'm going to send my scout in to harass. And you'll notice that he's mined just 76 stone. And now he's getting aggressive on the gold. Hoping to use my 2 scouts to kill off this villager. Yeah, he's having to back away. But I'm taking damage on my own scout. And then he'll send out a new villager to finish the outpost. Of course, we've got our archery range down. We're going to send our camel archer across the map. And he's putting down another outpost over here. Seeing this many outposts going down, it's going to be really difficult to harass my opponent. But I've already committed. I've already got a barracks. I'm also producing spearmen, so they're on their way. But he mined a little bit of stone, so we're going to see arrow slit emplacements go down on these outposts. You can see it's already got the arrow slits emplacement, and my camel archer is now almost dead just from that. And there's the arrow slits emplacement on this outpost. We're going to try and wedge one right here in between, but I'm not even sure about the range on this. He's going to pull villagers, start constructing another outpost, and I lose my camel archer there. Look at his resources. They're just exploding. He's already got enough to make it to the next age. He's going to go Regnitz Cathedral here. He cancels the Regnitz. This was wild to me. Switches to the Burgrave. I think this was the right choice from him. The Burgrave Palace is a HRE landmark that produces infantry incredibly quickly. You can see he's putting up another outpost over here trying to defend. Meanwhile, I've built out all of these structures. I'm trying to produce another archer, but it looks like I'm house blocked. And we've built a ram, but by the time it starts knocking down his buildings, he can use the repair ability, the emergency repairs right here. And the Burgrave is almost done. He'll start producing castle age military units from it. What can I really do other than knock down this mining camp. I mean, I'll let my army out. We'll get maybe a villager kill or two. But with the Burgrave Palace done, yeah, here come the man-at-arms. And look how fast it produces them. There was one man-at-arms. There's another. I mean, just look at it. If he's got the resources, he can make them. And because I'm not in the Castle Age just yet, I don't really have units to defend against all of these man-at-arms. Yeah, there's the upgrade, so now they're full-on Castle Age man-at-arms. I'm still producing units, but as I look at this, and I'm just starting to gather stone, as I'm looking at this, you can see I'm desperately trying to get up to the Castle Age. We've got villagers gathering up the sheep that I've collected. We're putting down another mill here. I think as I look back on this game, and I'm seeing the Burgrave Palace here, he produced 1, 2, 3, 4 outposts. Looks like he might have canceled this one. But that's a lot of time where his villagers were not gathering. And that's a lot of time, or that's a lot of resources. I mean, these outposts are expensive. He was even spending gold and stone that he had mined. He spent time mining to put emplacements on these outposts as well. I think if I had identified the time and resources that he invested into all of these static defenses, I think I could have either gotten a second town center or made it to the Castle Age at nearly the same timing as him. I could have been greedier on the map. I could have, rather than gathered up sheep, said to myself, there's no way. He doesn't even have one military production building. He waited until he got the Burgrave. If I had recognized they didn't have any military structures, I could have gotten really greedy on the map. It's easy to make it to the Castle Age when you've got maybe just wheelbarrow and then 3 mills on berries. I mean, maybe I finish gathering these, start grabbing these berries, start grabbing these berries. It's pretty easy to make it to the Castle Age as the Abbasid, if you're confident that you won't be harassed. Here come those man-at-arms. 4 melee armor, 4 ranged armor. Things are looking pretty grim for me. I'm desperately trying to make it to the Castle Age, and we are aging up. If we had instead of making up these 2 barracks, if we had invested just in archery ranges and maybe hadn't even produced units from them, instead just saved our resources and made it to the Castle Age, I think we would have been in a much better position. I think this is a consequence of seeing other Holy Roman Empire players who just straight up play greedy and don't make defenses. I think we're starting to see much smarter HRE players, those who recognize that they can't just get away with a free Castle Age. They have to put up defenses. They have to spend resources. And yes, I would rather... It's obvious that someone has spent time and energy and resources when we see military structures in their base. But in this case, the time and energy and resources was spent making these defensive structures. So in the future, we're going to watch out for when we see outposts going down, stone being mined, and we're just going to maybe just make like 2 camel archers and bring a villager down and just rotate from resource point to resource point and just kind of pretend that we're going to go full aggression. While in the background, we get greedy, take food and gold off the map, and just go full economy. So this was a great game. I liked seeing the new kind of HRE play style that's starting to balance itself out. Hope to see you for the next game.